who we are is just totally simple and straightforward, and it's that by which we know we are. It's that simple. It is only via awareness that we know we are. So anything that we might describe about ourselves, whether it is silence, bliss, clarity, compassion, anger, sadness, grief, jealousy, no matter what it is, we're aware of those things due to awareness. Without awareness, none of those things would be. So none of those things exist in their own right. Within the all-inclusive peer view of awareness, all points of view are included and contained, no matter what they are. And all the points of view that are included and contained in the all-inclusive peer view of awareness through the dynamic energy of that awareness, and they're nothing else. They have no independent nature. And a point of view is just a simple phrase to describe anything at all that appears, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, a thought, emotion, an experience, a sensation, a memory. An easy way to describe all of these things are points of view within the peer view of all-encompassing awareness. And as the points of view that appear within the peer view of awareness are naturally present and completely uninterrupted in being an expansive awareness, they're like the luster of that infinite space of awareness and nothing else. They're not something that is separate from it. So anything that appears within awareness has never existed elsewhere. No matter what you call it, it is awareness. So, get that straight. Really, get that straight, because it isn't anything else other than awareness. No matter the label you give it, it matters not to try to have preferred labels like bliss, clarity, non-conceptual states, no self, no thoughts, impartiality, neutrality, spontaneous consciousness. They're all the same. It doesn't matter, anger, shame, depression, all labels, no matter what they are, ultimately they are awareness. And we can live our life lost in the dynamic energy of awareness or not. It's as simple as that. And when we don't perpetuate all the stories of the points of view as being whatever their dictionary definition is, then boom, we know who we are. So it's very straightforward, either we're relaxed as the awareness that's at the basis of all the points of view, or we're caught up in all the points of view, whatever they are. And so, what that looks like is a point of view appears in awareness, and then either we rest as awareness and we see that point of view, whatever it is, it appears, and it vanishes naturally in awareness, and during its entire duration, it's awareness too. But unless we rest as awareness and have familiarity with awareness and return to that again and again, then we can't possibly see that all points of view are their own undoing. They vanish naturally of their own accord. There's no way to hold them in place. If we persist in telling stories about every point of view that appears, then we're never going to get familiar with awareness. Not unless something happens and by some strange circumstance we suddenly know what awareness is from that moment on. But that just isn't the way it is for most people. For most people, progress is made gradually. Awareness is always present, yet it's not a destination. So if we think that we are getting to some kind of destination where we're always going to be timelessly free, that would be right here. Because each moment is complete and identical, and each moment is complete and identical as complete perceptual openness in all experience. There's nothing other than that. If we think we're headed to a destination where we're going to be timelessly free, then we automatically assume there's someone headed to that destination. So then we have a subject and an object, a person who's headed to a destination of timeless freedom. The only timeless freedom there is the natural rest of complete and utter availability and accessibility that is right here, that is the looking, the seeing of everything as it is. And that looking and seeing occurs whether the eyes are open or shut. It has nothing to do with the eyeballs. Nothing whatsoever to do with the eyeballs. It's what imbues the eyeballs with the gaze. There would be no gaze without awareness. But it really has nothing to do with the eyeballs, because if that were true, then who would be seeing what would be seeing in dreams? When we dream, there's all kinds of seeing, smelling, tasting, touching. Yet we're sound asleep, so what's seeing and hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling then? It's awareness, it's ever-present awareness. So it's very important not to be confused about this and not to follow along with confused ideas, because we are completely already timelessly free in the immediacy of what's right here. There's complete freedom in immediate perception, and that freedom and immediacy of perception is not tied anywhere. It's not tied to anything. It can't be affected by anything or diverted by anything or conditioned into anything else. It can never be fixated or identified or destroyed in any way. So please don't be confused about this. That's my heartfelt advice to you. No matter what appears, it already is timelessly free, so why be troubled by it? Mm-hmm. The only troublesome aspect of what appears is the description of it, which is just another point of view. In the restful enjoyment of ever-complete awareness, of super-complete awareness, whatever appears is A-OK. It vanishes naturally in and of itself. It's a complete act of love. And so when we look at what appears and we say, oh, this is a good one, this is a bad appearance, this is an acceptable appearance, this is an unacceptable appearance, then we just destroy ourselves. You know, we destroy the naturalness of our own being, which is beyond all these descriptions. You see, what we're really looking for when we describe is that we're attempting to find freedom by deriving some kind of meaning and significance out of what appears. And we can do that to a very limited degree, perhaps, by corralling a bunch of our points of view and saying, well, this is my identity, this is who I am. But that is so limited. It's a very limited way of being when the wide open expansiveness of wisdom awareness is available. Beyond all descriptions is the wisdom that is synonymous with awareness. Beyond all descriptions and the need to attribute causes and results to everything is wisdom awareness. In wisdom awareness, which is the sole cause and the sole effect, whatever a cause is, it is uncaused. They're not two. The cause and the uncaused aren't two. The effect and the unaffected are not two. So this is the true meaning of non-duality. But why even philosophize or describe it at all? Why not just know it decisively in the immediacy of your experience, whatever that is? Whether it's disappointment or elation, whether it's missing someone or being happy to see them or whatever it is, it's all timelessly free. And so, when we give this complete and utter relaxation and rest that is at the basis of everything that appears, when we give this to ourselves, then there's nothing in the way ever. No matter what appears, there's nothing in the way ever. Whether it's happiness, suffering, joy, illness, a wonderful life, or death. You see, when we know everything to be timelessly free, and we don't need to parse and nuance everything into something to accept and something to reject, then we're just relaxed no matter what happens. No matter what happens, we're completely relaxed. If we really want to know ourselves and have others know us, then this is what we really want others to know about us. So this is how we want to know ourselves. Many times and it's just because we've learned to do this, we've learned to describe ourselves to others in intellectual and psychological terms, or even in spiritual terms. So we have these different make-believe worlds, and then we describe ourselves in all of these different ways according to conventional outlook, and in terms of getting to have someone else know us, to know who we are. And so we have all these ideas about ourselves, all these points of view, and then we share them with other people, and we think, oh, this one likes my points of view, they're my friend. This one doesn't like my points of view, so they're not my friend. So this is a simple way of looking at it, but it's very straightforward, really. But if we really want to know who we are, then to just enjoy the complete wide openness, the infinite spaciousness of the basic reality of everything, stainless and flawless like infinite sky, is to just be relaxed in every single moment with nothing needing to be done about what appears. If anything is to occur, why not let it occur from wisdom rather than trying to patch together a bunch of points of view? Wisdom is completely at ease, always completely at ease. It doesn't need to think about anything in order to arrive at decisions. The pristine purity of awareness is inclusive of everything about it. So awareness itself and all of its dynamic energy are originally pure. No matter what appears, it's originally pure, whether you call it wide awake, sleepy, dreaming, birth, life, death, it's all originally pure. Original sin is originally pure. Karma is originally pure. Reincarnation is originally pure. Original sin is timelessly free. Karma is timelessly free. Reincarnation is timelessly free. All labels, no matter what they are originally pure and timelessly free. No matter what their description is, they have no information other than their timeless freedom, other than their spontaneous purity. So this is very good news. Awareness isn't anywhere else other than in points of view. There isn't any awareness anywhere else. There's no realization of timeless awareness that's separate or apart from points of view. So if you're trying to get into some kind of state, please stop immediately. Whatever appears, it's the impeccable reality. The impeccable reality that is flawless and stainless like infinite space. Forever empty, forever flawless like the sky, the cloudless sky. So there's nothing that needs to be done about it, and there's no way to think yourself into it or meditate yourself into it or follow any other string of methods, practices, causes, and effects that might lead to something that isn't a thing, first of all, and that's already here. Just relax, that's it. Simple and carefree, like an old person basking in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
You know how sometimes old people just forget everything? They can't remember 1 minute ago or anything. It's just like an old person basking in the sun. Nothing more to do, no plans or actions, nothing to think about. The past, it doesn't even exist. Or the future either, what's that? There's just the warmth of naturalness that's right here, complete ease, and all the struggle and turmoil are completely forgotten. All the struggle and turmoil that seem to be so important, so urgent, so much a matter to act upon, they're all non-existent. They've never been. As much as they seem to be at the time, they've never been. Well, this is about what's right here. And even though we may have learned otherwise, that what appears is so important and so significant and that we must do something about it immediately, this is just a learned behavior. It has nothing to do with what's ultimately real. What's ultimately real has never been tied up anywhere. It's absolutely impossible that it could be tied up anywhere, or tethered or bound or in a cage. There's no cage or prison anywhere. There's never been a cage or prison of any kind. What's already timelessly free and timelessly pure couldn't possibly be a cage or a prison. Where would that cage or prison be? In absolute purity, in absolute love, in absolute wisdom. So no thought or emotion or experience of whatever kind has ever been a prison or a cage. To attribute to it that it is a prison or a cage is simply to add one point of view to another point of view, but both of them are timelessly free and originally pure. No matter what you say about anything, it's timelessly free and originally pure. All points of view that appear within the impeccable, flawless, pure space of awareness, they're like reflections in a mirror. And just like a mirror is never affected in any way by what appears within it, so too awareness is never affected in any way by what appears within it. A mirror can reflect anything. It can reflect war, peace, anger, shame, sorrow, bliss, joy, clarity, and the mirror is completely unaffected. It doesn't go, yikes, oh no, shame. Shame's appearing, I've got to make a big story out of it. Or, oh, I feel like I don't have any self-esteem. Yikes, the mirror says. So whatever appears, it already is flawless, like a flawless crystal ball. Awareness and all of its dynamic energy are forever flawless and forever free. Awareness has never been made into anything. The uncreated and unborn can't be made into anything. So just relax, there's nothing to think about, including everything that I've said here today. Everything I've said here today, it's not the words I'm saying, but the resonance of complete relaxation that's naturally present, in which there's no need to think about anything. That's the most powerful communication here.